write this down. Write this down! I never learned how to drive. The more you think about it, the more terrifying it is. I don't get how people do it. You have to do it! You have to do it. You have to, I think. You have to! Can you drive? Yes! This is like a known factor! You have to do it! You just kind of do it. It gets less scary. Also, Yosukunosora is not... That's... Wrong one. Wrong one. Wrong one. You have to do it to... You don't move to a city with public transit. If you're in a place where you have to drive or you need to drive, you just kind of have to. I don't know. I saw there was discourse about this on TikTok recently, which is like doesn't really say much because TikTok is so like segmented into like different parts of TikTok, so it's like hard. Like, people don't see the same stuff. But I saw a video. I saw a video by this person who was like talking about how people will make excuses for like not learning how to drive or like not learning other things, etc., and being like, it's scary, I anxious, I this, I that, and it's like, well, the only way that you can is you kind of have to. And they're a saint because they proceeded to counter people for days who were like, no, you don't understand. I'm really actually scared and I have anxiety and they were like, yeah, no, this is exactly what I'm saying. Like you kind of have to. Like, the only way to get over some stuff like this is exposure therapy. Driving is scary though, and dangerous. Yes, but if you have to drive or learn how to drive or anything, right? Let's say you're afraid of going out in public. You don't want to go to a public event or something, right? Let me put it as being something that you are more likely to think, that's dumb, just go. And it's like, you just have to do it. You have... The only way to get over it is to do the thing. I know that sounds like really dumb. And you're like, yeah, but not me though. Not me though. I'm more anxious than you. I'm the most anxious person alive. And it's like, well, probably not. But you have to do it. I think this is true with like a lot of things. If you're just like scared of stuff in general, is that unfortunately the way to get over it is exposure. Like for most of these things, these types of things, if you were to go to like, I don't know, like therapy or something, assuming that you want to get better, which if you don't, then you're complaining for no reason because you don't want to better your situation. Not this person who confessed. This isn't specifically about you, but just in general. This is my other non-Mimi life advice segment of the stream, is that you have to do the thing. Yes, driving is scary. It's dangerous. People get in accidents. Other people are dumb and they're bad at driving. But not me though. I'm good at driving. Like, I understand. It is scary. But also, I mean, you can die doing almost anything. Sorry, I hate to tell you this. I specifically have this type of anxiety. Where for a while it was hard for me to like go outside at all because I was very like, oh my god, if I go to this place, what if something happens? And then what if this happens? And then what if this happens? And then what if this happens? And then what if also this happens? And then this happens too. And it's like, okay, you can't live like that. You can't live your life like that. You will not live. You just won't. It's unfair to yourself to sit idly and think, no, that's not for me because I can't do it. And it's like, well, the only option is to do it. You have no other choice. Unfortunately, you have no other choice. And this doesn't even have to be about driving specifically. It could be about anything you don't want to do. You don't have to look at this specifically as like driving. You don't have to fight with me on cars. You don't have to fight with me on cars. This is a overarching truth is that unfortunately you gotta do stuff sometimes. Sometimes things are scary and sometimes they suck a little bit. But sometimes you have to do them and it's probably fine. Unfortunately, that's kind of the worst part. It's probably fine. And you kick yourself a little bit afterwards because you're like, dang, it actually wasn't that bad. I was so terrified to drive because I told you guys. Here we can talk about driving again. We're clocking back into the driving conversation. Previous comments, not specifically about driving. I was so scared to drive that I would like I would freak out. I'd have panic attacks. Like I was convinced. I was like, I'm gonna die in an accident. I'm gonna die. Like that's how I'm gonna die. That's how I'm gonna die. So I would literally go sit in a car. I would just force myself to sit in a car. That's how I started. I would just go sit in a car. I'd go sit in the car. I'd go sit in the car. Eventually, I would turn the car on. Eventually, I turned the car on and I would sit in the car with the car on. And you might be like, that sounds dumb, but it helped. But it helped. It did. It's like anything. You have to sometimes take small steps. I'm not saying that you have to go drive down the street tomorrow. You don't have to. But if it makes you anxious, you can approach it in some way, shape, or form. It's okay. If you want to, of course. If you want to, right? If you want to. This person didn't give a lot of details, so maybe they don't want to. Maybe they're in a place where they don't need to learn how to drive. That's okay. They don't have to. But if you're in a situation where you feel like I want to do this thing, but I'm scared, and so it's not possible for me because I'm too scared, your only choice is to do the thing. You don't have another choice at all. You just don't. Your choice is you do the thing scared or you never do it. Sorry, that's it. It's not magically going to go away or get easier. Those are your only options. I hate to be the one to tell you this. You guys know how insanely anxious I am about literally everything in the world. And I decided to start streaming. Why? I don't know. I'm a crazy person. And for basically the entire time from when I started streaming, for almost the whole first year of streaming, I feel, I was so scared. I was so scared I stopped eating. I like couldn't eat because I was like so nervous and so panicky all the time. I was like so anxious. But the thing is that ultimately like I liked it. I thought it was kind of fun, and when I did it, it was exciting and I had a good time and you guys were nice to me and it was fun and I enjoyed it. And so I kept pushing myself to keep doing it, and I'm going to keep pushing myself to keep doing it. But I mean, for a while, like I would feel like so scared and so panicky, and I would like have panic attacks before stream. I had times where I would cancel because I was like so scared, and I was like, I'm afraid of doing this. But you know, I enjoy streaming. I like streaming. I like you guys. I like doing this. I like playing games. I like chatting, and all that kind of stuff. And so, if I went back like even 2 years and went, hey, you're gonna be a streamer. Oh my gosh, maybe from 2 years ago would be, you were the dumbest person alive. Why would you say that? I could never do something like that. You're telling me that you disgusting. No. I could never do that. That's so scary. That's awful. I could never blah, 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 blah. But eventually I just did it. That's the thing. And you just have to do it. You have to do the thing that you want to do because I wanted to. I wanted to. That's the other thing. I wanted to. I wanted to do something else, you know? I wanted to do something else, you know, with my life. I feel like I didn't do anything, and I was like, you know, I want to, and like, you know, my Oshi graduated, and like, stuff kept happening, and I was like, I want to do something, and I don't know, maybe a few people will watch and feel maybe I can inspire them a little bit, or maybe we can just have fun. Maybe they'll just smile. Maybe we'll all do something stupid in a game and they'll laugh at me and they'll have a good time. And that's and I wanted to do something else. Anything else with myself other than what I was doing, which was like staring at the wall all the time. So, I don't know. Maybe that's cringe, and maybe you're listening to this and you're going, girl, it's not that deep, but it kind of is. And if you're anxious and you're that type of person where you're like, I can't do this, or I can't do that, or this is impossible for me, and blah 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 blah, blah, but deep down, you know that you want to, right? Maybe you want to learn how to drive. Maybe you want to learn, I don't know, how to dance and post a dance cover. Maybe you want to get a job. Maybe you want to go to college. Maybe you want to get your master's degree. I don't know. But you're like anxious for some reason. You just have to do it. Whatever it is, you just have to do it. You have one singular life, and it's the one that you're living currently at the moment. And if you just sit around and do nothing, well, that's it. It's not gonna fall into your lap, unfortunately. As much as I wished that it would, I was like hoping that, oh, maybe something good will happen, or maybe I'll just get the sudden spark of inspiration and something cool will happen, and da 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 da, and it doesn't work like that. It doesn't work like that, unfortunately. So, yeah. Anyways, I believe in you guys, and I think that you can do anything that you set your mind to and want to do. I think it is possible that you can do it. You just have to do it. No excuses. You gotta do the thing. Nemimi is so nice. Normal Mimi is also nice. Shush. I don't know what's next, so it might be like severe whiplash, in which case, I'm sorry? Oh.